NRG are probably one of the most criticized teams this year. Whether that be from the FNS situation, the Verno situation, whatever it comes from, there was criticism at every turn. When FNS wasn't doing well, he was criticized, and obviously the org was criticized. Whenever he was dropped, the org was criticized. Whatever they did, it seemed like it didn't work out. But they stuck with the plan. After the Verno situation, after FNS retired / was dropped, I believe it was officially a retirement, I'm not too sure. But whatever the case with that may be, they stuck with the plan even when Brock initially underperformed. That has brought them all the way to a guaranteed top 2 finish at Champions. They just bested Fnatic, one of the best teams in the world, to move on to the Grand Finals. And in this video, we're going to talk about how they don't play Valorant the correct way, right? They're going to use the Odin, they're going to use the Outlaw, they're going to use the Judge, but the way that they play is correct in its own way. I'm Lionzblade. Please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 8K by the end of the Champions, which I know is pretty insane, but I have 4 videos left to do it. And after this one, there's 3. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you like my content. It means the world to me, and let's get into it. It's 2-1, and NRG are already proving the value of the Harbor. First of all, they make Kayak make a decision, which granted, it's a lot easier. If he was on literally anyone other than Waylay, it's a lot easier for him to take this space because he's on Waylay. It would be more difficult if he was on anyone else, but he still is forced to get out after this Omen paranoia. But wait, there's even more value. First, you'll see this ult, right? Ethan even gets spammed down, but look at what it makes Kayak do. If you saw right there when the stuff went down, there was almost no space to move. And look, right here, he has to make a split-second decision. He can move back where he probably will get stunned, or he can try and swing. But NRG know this. They know, hey, if this Harbor utility makes him swing, we're going to have something prepared for that. Flash, right there. The Yoru flash out of the smoke instantly blinds him. He has to go back. Then he chooses to peek again. Up numbers, he doesn't have any teammates here. He thought maybe that the Saturate got someone. Regardless, Sam gets that kill. Now, Fnatic, and by the way, I love what Brock does here. It's a huge selfless play. And I want you to watch what happens right here again. After Kayak dies, look at what happens to the crosshairs on Fnatic, right? Chronicle and Crashy's backside. Once they realize Brock is up there, both crosshairs have to go all the way up. Even if, let's say, hypothetically, right? Brock, maybe he gets 1. And right here, Chronicle, he doesn't get the kill onto Chronicle, right? Let's say Chronicle kills Brock. There is no way that Chronicle is going to be able to bring his crosshair all the way down to either Mata or, for example, Scuba in time. You just can't do it. Going up on that, playing around with the angles is something that is just so great for you to do when you're playing with your teammates. It can help you out tremendously, right? That right there is something that, again, even if Brock doesn't get that kill, you still win the round and get that kill. Alfie are in a 1v5, or excuse me, a 1v3, and I just want to talk about how disciplined NRG play this. They are in CT spawn right now for this. Brock, he has shocks that I'm assuming he's going to play off of. He ends up dying before he can get the chance, but I'm assuming that's kind of the plan here. Scuba has the thorns on bomb that they really have multiple purposes. If he pops them, like right now, for example, Alpha would be dinked up before he could push into there, but also they are slightly on bomb as well, so just really nice. As I said, Brock, I'm assuming he was going to play off shocks, but Alpha gets over here, gets the kill on the Brock, and NRG win this round with the combination of good team play, good utility, and then that Harbor pick forcing this space in A main. Wonderful round, and it's going to make it 3-1 NRG. Now, it's 4-1, and NRG are going to go ahead and go on to B, get an orb for Silva ult, and just generally go back to A. However, I do want to talk about Fnatic's attack, because Fnatic have not dropped, prior to this game, a single round on attack. They won every single attacking round against MIBR and RRQ on Abyss with this Waylay comp. So an NRG know they have to get out to a pretty substantial lead to have a chance in this game. Otherwise, they are simply going to snowball you second half. But I also love what they do and the awareness they have of how Fnatic want to play with this Waylay breach. Waylay is getting inserted a lot. We saw it on the previous round that I showed you guys where he got inserted in this same area. But NRG have Yoru ult this time. They're going to go ahead and use it to clear him out after posturing up mid. But also, look at how well this fake has worked, right? They started out B, went over here. Originally, they had people all the way over on A, all the way over here. But after this fake, the people, even as NRG are here, you have someone who's closer to mid. The fake has worked. Even, not some drastic, oh, the site's completely free. But even having one player a little further away from the site can have massive impact. I talked about the Yoru ult. Here it is. They see Kayak, but a bit of a misplay here. They try and sync up the Yoru ult with the Sova ult, but Kayak has the zipline to kind of play around with, right? That's something, it's going to be very difficult for the Sova ult to track, but I don't think it's also something you're necessarily thinking about when you do the play until he does it, and you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Regardless, though, this play by Mata is really interesting. So he doesn't have a TP, it's been used earlier. He's getting super aggressive over here. Now, right here, I think he probably would have TP'd if he had one available, because Scuba got a kill onto Crashies. It was just spam through the harbor wall, but he got that kill, and now I think that with Mata being spotted out, he probably would have TP'd, but he doesn't have a TP. So he goes in, ends up dying, making it a 4v4. But I haven't talked about, and I think the person that probably goes most underappreciated on this roster is Scuba. Brock, he's been talked about a little more with the kind of Odin shenanigans, right? Sam, Ethan, and Mata have all already been known world champion, streamer, and just an elite duelist. You know about them, but Scuba is a guy, he ended up being 11-1 in this game, absolutely dominating Fnatic in the early rounds, which is exactly what they needed. Again, Fnatic's attack is insane, right? He plays this clutch, by the way, to perfection against Alfia, one of the best players in the world, who, by the way, dropped a 0.67 rating. I wonder if there are any references to anything in that. But with his 0.67 rating, Scuba is 11-1. He did not drop a 0.67 rating, doing a great job here to make it 5-1. Now, it's 6-1, but Fnatic do have some really good post-plan ults. As you can see here, you have Crashy's Kayak and Boaster's ult. So NRG's plan is to get very aggressive. Fight this, fight, and hope that those ults aren't either online or aren't able to be effective. Ethan is, he's having a good time. It's a very, very aggressive play. He TPs into their spawn. Paranoias tries to go into the smoke, but it doesn't work out. The thing is, though, you're able to do that a lot more if you're not solo smokes, because you have Sam, you have his harbor utility. So now it's not, you know, oh, we don't have smokes anymore. It's okay, fine. Ethan died, he took a risk, but we have the smokes. We can go ahead, we can put these harbor walls up, and just wait, this harbor utility is about to be super impactful. Now, I mentioned how NRG wanted to brawl, and you'll see it here. They want to fight into spawn here. They're getting super aggressive, but they end up backing up, playing a lot more disciplined, which I think is the correct call because of some insane stuff they're about to do. Just wait. So Mata is now re-clearing flank, as you'll see here, just making sure no tomfoolery goes on. He ends up going up towards mid as well. Scuba pops his ult here that he's gotten from his insane performance thus far. Again, 11-1, and it's able to get Brock a kill off of it. As you'll see, Alpha goes there. He's forced to run away with the classic. But look at this. I mentioned the post-plan ults. There it is, the Waylay ult, right? This is an ult that's very, very disruptive in the post-plan. They have a high-low crossfire. I want you to understand this. NRG have a high-low crossfire through a harbor wall, meaning you have to, as Fnatic, go through a harbor wall into a super big high-low crossfire. I don't think you guys understand how difficult that would be. So even with the Waylay hindrance, Sam gets one, which is, you know, fine. But wait, it sets Scuba up to get another kill. He then repositions down, kills Boaster, who has no clue where to look. Look at this from Boaster, right? I don't even think Crashies knew where he died from. Boaster has no earthly idea where to look. He's still looking up over towards this side. Dead. Scuba yet again makes it 7-1. This was an elite play by him. I mentioned, though, that Fnatic's attack was unstoppable, so let's look at how NRG were able to stop it. Not necessarily stop it, but get enough rounds to win regardless. Now, on their bonus round, the game plan for NRG is pretty straightforward, and it ends up pretty quickly becoming apparent. Mata's going to get inserted, they're going to hope he can do great things. He gets inserted, and he does great things here, getting this beautiful little 3K. You can see a bit of what Kayak wanted to do. Obviously, I mentioned that Waylay is one of the agents that can do that, but also Yoru, probably the only two agents that would be the best in that spot, able to TP out, dash out a little more effectively, or use the Waylay TP out as well, obviously. Really great there, and then Fnatic have no opening into this round. But let's take a look at the final round as well here. This is an absolutely hilarious round, so buckle up here. Subscribe if you aren't already. That's your little seatbelt buckle. But this round is insane. Mata just sets a TP into their spawn, in Fnatic spawn. Alpha doesn't know that it was set right here. He's holding, he's containing. But look at Boaster, right? Everyone rotates over to A. That's fine. They already know the hit is coming towards A. But look at Boaster. He has no idea this TP's right here. So when this TP happens, Boaster gets killed, giving Mata a rifle in their spawn. Now, this is all happening at the same time as the execute. As you can see here, Kayak is on site. So now it's a super confusing moment for Fnatic because they have someone behind them who's fighting Alpha. They have to deal with the execute. Think of the comms. I think Pansy mentioned this as well. Think of how cluttered the comms are when Alpha has to fight this guy who TP'd into their spawn and got a rifle. You're still trying to get the execute to happen while being mindful of that person back there. It is absurd. Now that Kayak goes down, you see, and I think Pansy mentioned this as well, best caster of all time, by the way, no debate. They look dazed. Like, you have a minute of something to do, but you're contained in. Do you fight flank? Do you go forward? What do you do? Personally, if I'm making the call, and granted, there's a reason that I'm able to say this, right? I don't have the pressure of being in the Champs Finals. I'm in my room, chilling, recording a video. I would have tried to fight the flank and then go A, but they just stay A. Mata has the info. He says, yeah, they haven't ran away. They're still hitting. Stay here. And now, because Mata is back there, he relays that information. NRG have 4 on site. I mean, this is a very difficult execute, especially once Brock just gets this kill. It's pretty much over with 15 seconds left. Mata also great ult here so that they can spam Chronicle and then just styles on Crashies. This was beautiful right here to end the game and send Fnatic to lowers, clinching NRG's spot in the grand finals. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'll be uploading another one hopefully later today. I'm going to try and do a double upload, but go ahead and click on the videos that are here right now. I will see you guys later. Peace.